If you've ever been tired of being right all the time, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button, folks. Welcome back to another episode of Live Trading. It is Thursday. We've got a big day ahead of us. We just had Starship doing the thing, and it was awesome for anyone that watched it. Round of applause for the SpaceX team and all of that stuff. Like I said, lots of movers going on here today. Let's get to it.
Welcome to Benzinga Live Trading.
Let's see if this actually kind of comes back.
Way out of control, got way too high.
All right. Hey, I will take that. I will absolutely take that.
All right, folks. Hello and welcome and happy Thursday. Thanks for tuning in to Benzinga's Live Trading. We got another awesome episode. Of course, got my main man 13 in the back. 13, how you doing?
I'm doing fine. I really was inspired by your hubris this morning.
Hey, man, we do what we can here. And I have a surprise for all of you. Back by popular demand, news by Nick. Nick, how you doing this morning, dude?
Morning. It is so great to be back. I was counting down till Thursday for this moment to happen.
You know what's funny about that, Nick, is that I wasn't sure. You know, I know you got your summer, you've got all this other stuff going on. I'm sure you've got friends that you want to hang out with, parties, intern, all this other stuff. I came back to my computer this morning and I see that Nick wanted to join, and I was like, everyone's going to be jacked. This is going to be awesome. Here we go. What's up, Nick?
We have a lot to get to today. It's a busy morning. Got IPOs, pricing, Lululemon. You still shopping at Lululemon, Ryan, or 13?
I have not bought anything at Lululemon for a long time, but the product that I still have that is still in excellent condition is awesome, and I use them all the time.
We'll talk about the earnings. We have a good show for you guys today. Big hour, 2 hours.
Nick joins, and he is all business. That's what we wanted to see. Okay, let's go ahead and break this down. We do have a lot to go through, so let's not waste any more time. As a reminder, the stream is sponsored by Trade the Pool. We'd love that. If you need help getting over that 25K day trading threshold or just need some more dry powder in your corner, check out Trade the Pool. Also, they have a stock trading competition. So if you want to talk smack and beat other people in the competition for the purpose of winning prizes, up to $1,500 in prizes, go ahead and join that competition. Link in the description below. Okay, let's go ahead and talk about the market. First thing we're going to do is take a look at the SPY. Boy, oh boy, record closes yesterday for the SPY and the NASDAQ. Blue skies above. Do we keep going? Do we keep trading up? Is that what's going to happen here? Do we pull back? Do we kind of regress to the mean? I leave that to you folks here. Blue sky breakout, new highs 13. What do you think on the SPY here?
Oh, I'm just kind of paying attention to this trend this uptrend that we've been in ever since the middle of May. If you draw a trend line from the top wicks since that day up through today, you'll see that we're coming up to a bit of a resistance in that trend. So I think that if we're either going to break through it or we're going to reverse, and it's going to be at about within the 535 handle if that happens today. So that's what I'm going to be watching for, is whether or not we get into the 535 handle and go through it, or if we reverse somewhere in there and start trading down. That's what I'm going to be watching for with the SPY today.
Okay. Real good stuff there. I see that the jokes about the yoga pants have continued to today. That tells me that we are going to have a spicy day. Dustin, only if Ryan reports stocks standing like a weather girl. You know what, dude? I don't even have comments for this, Dustin. Dustin, I hope you have a great day. No chance that's happening. Okay, let's get back to what's going on here. We're going to take a look at the movers. And then, Nick, I'm going to have you run down some of the different newsprints affecting some of the stocks. Obviously, the ECB having a rate cut here today. We're going to talk about all that. Don't worry, but we're going to start with the little guys first. All right, we're going to start with these little stocks here first. First one here is going to be Vrax. We've traded this one before. This is Vrax Biolab Groups. Stock popped just over 350 before retracing almost an entire $1.50 of that move. It did retrace $1 of that. Did find some support here. Buying volume crept back in and moved us to the VWAP. To me, this is absolutely still on deck here for today, at least from examining the price action. We take a look here at the news. We don't have anything fresh from today. This is pretty pretty much a leftover from yesterday. Shout out to our news desk team doing an exclusive story with this company. But this just goes to show you, looks to me like a delayed reaction here. 13, you got anything else here on Vrax? I can't remember if this is one of the ones that you had covered.
Yeah, I have this one. It does look like Benzinga talked to them yesterday, and we didn't get any movement until today. And I think that's because after the market had closed, they had debuted their Immunoselect portfolio, and I think you'll see that headline around 8 p.m. Or a little bit later in the news feed. So I think that's what the market's moving on this morning. Does have a 1.83 million share float. They did a 1-for-10 reverse split back in December. I don't really think that matters a whole lot, but they do have a low float, so this one still could definitely move around today.
Yeah, absolutely. This one on deck here for today, Vrax. I actually really like where it's at right now. Would love to see a nice push through the VWAP on volume. That would really be great here. So Vrax. Next one here is Frgt. And before we cover this, I just want to throw a shout out to our Benzinga Pro chat community. Not that you folks aren't great, but before this show went live here today, actually before pre-market prep even went live, I was at my terminal this morning and I loaded up the chat room, and boy, oh boy, we had number of community members just absolutely slaying some of these stocks early in the pre-market. It was awesome to see. There's already been a bunch of money made by our community here on Frgt. They have been calling all of those different moves. It's been awesome. So I know it's the pre-market. I know that this is rolling over. The reason that I wanted to bring that up is that this is Frgt. I'm curious to hear what you folks think about this, but Frgt, this actually has the possibility of kind of rolling over and not really presenting another opportunity today. We've seen that from some of these names where they've really kind of put their high in the pre-market. Now, I hope that's not the case. Hopefully we get a nice bounce off one here, reclaim of the VWAP, some type of setup that would allow us to day trade this pretty well. But again, shout out to our team. Early bird gets the worm, and Benzinga Pro customers were absolutely slamming this here this morning. Great technology shares trading higher after the company said it added 26 new customers and 149 new carriers in 2024. 13, you got anything here on Frgt?
Yeah, they have a 4.7 million share float. They did a 1-for-10 reverse split back in February, so that's why we have such a low float. I haven't seen any short interest or anything else that would, be driving this. So it's the fact they are adding new customers and new carriers. Just curious, what was it was that the day trading channel that was trading this morning that you're talking about?
Yes, sir. Day trade. So
different animal. That chat is crazy.
Yeah, they're gunslingers. Crazy. Look, they're gunslingers, but you know what? They're really sharp at what they do.
They are.
And I mean, you can take, and I don't care if you have, a piece of Damascus or a piece of steel or a piece of iron. If you sharpen that well enough, it can still do damage. Here's the thing. We had a question here from Dustin. Dustin saying the Pro Chat talks on happy hour as well, right? So let me just be very, very clear about this. I throw these terms around a lot. Might as well just kind of cover this real quick. When we talk about the Benzinga Pro Chat community, there is a lot. Okay, it's not just one chat room. It's not, I know some, people on FinTwit sell chat rooms and it's one chat room and be there or be square. But with Benzinga Pro, it's a lot different. There are a host of different chat rooms. So one of them, Dustin, is the happy hour chat room. This is 13. This is the gentleman that you were looking at in the hat right here. He's actually a moderator of this room, and he makes sure that the content going in here is helpful and actionable. But again, there are a bunch of other rooms. The one that I was referencing here is the day trading room. These guys are all over, guys and gals, excuse me. These folks, if you will, are all over it. So tons of stuff, tons of setups, tons of stuff going on here in this room. And like I said, when I woke up this morning, I was still rubbing my eyes, and there were chatters in here closing trades for profit in the pre-market. So that just got me fired up. That's why I've got so much energy here today. Oh, and then also being proven right again and again and again. That's another story. So that's another story. So Frgt. I'm going to move on. Did you have anything else on this one?
Nope.
Okay. Good question there, by the way. Hopefully that helps. Hopefully that helps explain it. Next one here is going to be VNDA. This is Vanda Pharma. Catalyst here. Vanda Pharmaceutical shares are trading higher after Cycle Pharmaceuticals confirmed it made a proposal to buy the company. Now, here's the thing. We have a proposal to acquire 100% of the shares for $8 in cash.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure that this has actually been finalized yet.
No, it's a proposal.
It's a proposal. So we're $1.50 away. Generally, when we have mergers and acquisitions on here, we mention it. I tell you, there might not be another trade set up here, something like that. This is a proposal. It's not finalized. So we might actually see some more volatility here and some more potential trades. So we'll see if that's the case here. Ticker VNDA 13. You got anything on this one?
Yeah, other than that proposal, they do have a 48 million share float, but I don't really think that matters. All that matters to this one is that we do have some meat left on the bone. We know that if this proposal is accepted, that every share is going to be worth $8. So you can trade. You could probably trade around that, being that it's currently at 650, and you have about a $1.50 of wiggle room. So if it provides the trades, that's fine. But just know that you have a limit as to how high this will go.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's really good. And we'll see, like I said, we'll see if there's any other headlines that come out about this. Maybe someone else joins the bidding or a different counter price. Who knows? I'm just thinking about we could have some other stuff that's affecting this one here today. Yeah. Next here is going to be BNRG. This is Bren Miller Energy. Bren Miller Energy shares trading higher after the company announced that it had signed an exclusive distribution agreement with Rock Energy Storage to sell and distribute its BGen TES systems. Okay, so the price action here, I'm not an energy expert, and I'm not smart enough to know what all of those different things mean for this company. But I have read a whole bunch of charts, and looking at this chart, I think this one might already have had its big move here. This big pop up to 172 completely lost the VWAP on the regression pullback. We did try to hold in here at 135, 136, 137, that area. We made a run for that VWAP, immediately rejected, and we went lower. I expect this to go lower again. If this firms up and gives us a trade, great. If not, thankfully, we have other things on our list here today. 13, did you have anything for BNRG?
I think I have a 1 million share float. The thing that I found interesting was when you look at the daily chart, we have traded this before. This has moved on news before, and look what happened the following days. It just continued to go down. The 17th and the 30th of May were the last two big news catalysts that this one had. And you can see what happened in the days since. So this just, remember, it's a day trade only. I don't think this is ready for, getting into for long-term investment yet. You want to see this turn around and start moving up before, and a number of other things too. But you can see from the price action previously that once this pops and drops, it continues to sell off in the following days.
Okay. Real good stuff there. Again, BNRG, I think that move might have already happened, but we'll see. We'll keep an eye on it. Real quick, couple of things here. Born to be Free. Good morning, dude. Welcome. Good morning, guys. Starship launch was righteous. Indeed, yes, it was. Joe and I were back here fist pumping. A shout out to Joe for mentioning that and having me put it on my screen. It was really, really awesome. Also, Line Atlas, just a suggestion. We need to go over all sector to see what sectors are strong and moving, and we can scan the stocks that are moving within those sectors. So I have a couple of things coming for this Line Atlas. In fact, just to kind of tease a little bit here, Benzinga Pro has some updates that are not far off that are going to make this a little bit easier. So I look to be able to add something like this when the tools expand here. I think this is a really good piece of feedback, and I appreciate you giving feedback. This is something that we ask for all of the time here at Benzinga, whether it's this show or otherwise. So feedback always appreciated. We will always try and make this better and better and better.
Maybe we can have that be the thing that we mention or go over right after SPY. So
yeah, I think that's probably the best. See, the two things that I want to be able to do this, and I'll kind of show you here real quick. Number one, let's go. Oh, I don't have it ready here because I'm kind of doing this off the cuff. Let me see if I can do it real quick here. One of the other things that I really want to do is I want to be able to take a look at holdings of some of the different ETFs. Like, for example, right here, I have a watch list built for ETFs where I've put a bunch of the spiders on it, and then I'm having the graph tool draw a heat map for it. Well, what I'd also like to be able to do is then, like Lion Atlas was suggesting here, peer inside some of these ETFs that are moving and see what those holdings are doing, and then formulate a trade plan that way. So this is a really good piece of feedback. I have some ideas on how we can do this. We are waiting for an update here. Let me go back and share the other tab, and we'll keep rolling through this. I know we're running out of time. 8 minutes till we go here. Envac, this was another one on the list here, right?
Yes.
Okay, Novavax shares trading higher if the FDA advisory committee voted to recommend updated vaccines for the JN1 lineage composition. Novavax expects to be ready for delivery in September, pending authorization. Spiked as high as 27, came all the way back down to 23, settling here just under 24. VWAP at 24.5. What do you got here?
It's breaking over VWAP right now. So the vote to recommend J1 lineage vaccines, that's based on the current strain of virus that's most prevalent, I believe. So the J1 lineage, it refers to the types of vaccines that are going to be most effective. So they are saying that ENVAC is able to make delivery of those new updated J1 lineage vaccines by September. And so stocks moving on that. They also have a 39.2% short interest, but not that many days to cover. So probably see this squeeze a little bit, but I don't know how much.
Okay. Next one here, we have MSGM, Motorsport Game Shares, trading higher after the company regained compliance with NASDAQ listing. Boy, that popped and really dropped here. Do you have anything on MSGM? I can't remember if this was on your list or not.
It is. And that's really the only news. It's got a 1.24 million share float. Didn't see anything of other interest, but hey, congratulations. You're still back in the game.
Price action here, not great. Volume, not great. Okay. ONMD, this is another one. I just want to, again, not great action here. OneMed Net shares trading higher if the company announced it had joined AWS Partner Network and secured a new IRWD client. We'll see if this maybe bases here. I don't like the action, though. Big breakaway from the VWAP extending to the downside here. Do you have anything on this one, or can I go to Lyft?
You can go to Lyft.
All right, this is going to be our segue into Lyft. Nick, I know that you were mentioning Lyft here this morning. This actually took off while we were in the pre-show fist fight this morning. Lyft shares trading higher after the company provided 2027 financial targets ahead of its investor day. What do you got here, Nick?
Yeah, so Lyft expects 15% of the CAGR in gross bookings from 24 to 27. So they're actually looking out to 2027 in this outlook. This is from their investor day today. They're reaffirming their 2024 financial outlook. They project 4% adjusted EBITDA margin of gross bookings by 2027. They project over 90% free cash flow conversion of adjusted EBITDA annually from 25 to 27. And as Lyft's investor day was having, and these comments were being made, we saw Uber moving higher, and probably in sympathy with this, because travel is strong. And this morning, guys, Apollo's Torsten Flock puts out a daily research report every morning. And this morning, it actually focused on travel. And they say, quote, the TSA has daily data for the number of people scanning their boarding pass with a TSA agent, and it continues to show no signs of the economy slowing down. We saw last week for Memorial Day, or 2 weeks ago, I should say, for Memorial Day, where we actually had an all-time record high for quite some time. We had like 2.9 million people traveling. And so we've seen discounts from the cruise lines. We're starting to see those start to fill up. We're starting to see airlines saying travel demand is strong. So Lyft, Uber, any of these travel plays, I will continue to watch.
Okay. Really good stuff there, Nick, on Lyft. Okay, what was the next stock that you wanted to take a look at? I know we had earnings from Lulu. Should we cover that one here first? By the way, anyone take Anne-Marie's Lulu trade that we talked about on Tuesday? Because that thing's probably up a couple 100%. Check in with her tomorrow on Lulu. Anyway, Nick, not to digress there, Lululemon shares are trading higher after the company reported better than expected Q1 financial results and authorized a $1 billion increase in its stock repurchase program. Really quick, Nick, I think the thing that stood out here for me is that their guidance was actually a little bit soft. And one of the things that we've noticed here is that guidance has really been what's driving stocks to the upside. Incredible to see Lululemon pop 10% here on actually a weak guide.
Yeah, I was going to say that's what the highlight was when the report came out. EPS for Q1, 254, beat the 239 estimate. Revenue, 2.21 billion, beat the estimate of 2.2 billion. Q2 EPS, they see 292 to 297. Estimate was for 301, so again, below the guide. Q2 revenue, 2.4 to 2.42 billion. Estimates for 2.45 billion, so again, right below the estimate. Full year 24 EPS, 1427 to 1447. That actually was above estimates of 1411. And they see full year 24 revenue, 10.7 to 10.8. estimate was for 10.75. So in the middle range. Then, of course, the 1 billion stock repurchase program that the board authorized. We are starting to see, guys, the repurchase program coming into place, and it seems that that is giving a boost to stocks when companies report a buyback or a repurchase program in place.
Yeah, absolutely. That is very common. We have seen that. And honestly, I think that's one of the reasons why Lulu is actually performing pretty well here. One of the things that you can see here on Lulu is that we're actually making a run back towards that 50-day current price, 337, 50-day at 343. You might get another opportunity to play this one out of the gate. I have no position in this. And I'm not wearing the product at the moment. So some other time. Okay. Anything else that you wanted to cover? I did notice that a Robinhood had some news here today. I'm not sure if that was on your list. I saw Vlad on CNBC this morning. Robinhood shares trading higher after the company announced it will acquire a cryptocurrency exchange, Bitstamp. Listening to Vlad talk about that this morning, it seems like one of the things that they want to do is have a little bit, they've got some ideas to make the exchange a little bit better, and this looks to be step one of that. Nick, did you have anything here on Hood?
Yeah, they're just trying. So Robinhood is trying to move and expand its presence in the crypto market. Now, this is an all-cash deal that's valued around $200 million, subject to customary adjustments, and is expected to close in the first half of 2025, pending regulatory approvals. Expected to close in the first half of 25. The deal is pending regulatory approvals and other customary closing conditions, the company stated. Now, Bitstamp was founded in 2011, operates in Luxembourg in the UK, is in Slovenia, Singapore, and the US, holding over 50 active licenses and registrations globally.
Okay. So Robinhood, I'll tell you what, I've kind of been negative on Robinhood, but this has continued to march higher here. I will say the more I see of Vlad, the more I actually hear him talk. Definitely seems like kind of a sharp guy. Definitely seems like kind of a sharp guy. I know it's kind of spoiled and all that when Robinhood was not allowing people to close out positions, et cetera, but that's neither here nor there. Okay, do you have anything else, Nick, before we get rolling here? We got less than a minute till the market opens.
We have some IPOs pricing today. We have Gauzy, $17 a share, and Life 360. Pricing at 27. Both are going to be trading on the NASDAQ.
Okay, new issues. Life, that's ticker LIF. What was the other one?
Gauzy, ticker GAUZ. Gauze.
GAUZ. Gauze. Okay. 5 seconds till we open here. Let's see what's going on. MLGO. This was one from yesterday. I think this is dead in the water, folks. It's down 20-some% here. We'll see if it bounces. This was a yesterday issue. I don't think there's really anything going on here today. All right, let me flip over to the trade the pool. We'll go. Oops, I gotta get this all fixed up here, and let's figure out what it is we're going to trade here today. Good luck, everybody. Let's have a great one. Carmen, good morning. Great to see you as well.
Looks like something we didn't mention, but we did talk about yesterday, ASTS. That's getting a push out the gate here. This one had the high RSI yesterday. So this looks like it's trying to get some movement. The other ones that we talked about so far, not really moving as much. What's up?
My trade the pool thing is disconnected. Let me try and fix that here real quick.
Looks like envac is down out the gate. MSGM kind of not doing a whole lot. It's kind of hanging out here at this 263 price. FRGT, look, that one looks like it's pushing up away from the $1 level after it just dipped beneath it.
Let's see what's going on. What's going on with my scanner? Here we go. There we go. We are connected. ASTS. Here we go. Here we go, folks. Here we go.
GameStop's getting a push out the gate.
Boom.
GameStop's really going now.
Let's take a look at GME. Sorry, I was a little bit delayed there. We're all set. No, this is pushing right here off the gate.
Yeah, ASTS and GME so far are the ones that are really moving on my screen right now.
Yep, indeed.
Quite literally, most of the ones we were talking about this morning are kind of all going down.
Look at Tesla.
What's going on with Tesla?
Look at the power candle here on Tesla. $2 move already here on Tesla. And this is a resistance zone that we've taken a look at before. FRGT. Oh, I don't have that in trade the pool. What a bummer. What a bummer. That is curling here. on FRGT. Let me actually bring that up here in Pro. That way I can keep an eye on it. FRGT a little bit away from its VWAP, but we'll see how that materializes here. Let's take a look at Vrax. Vrax also not in trade the pool. Yikes. BNRG not in there. Boy, I don't have a whole lot of these things here to trade. Really the first day in several years that has been the case. MSGM, well, we talked about that one. That actually is popping a little bit here off the gate. Let's take a look at Lyft, some of those bigger names, see if they're giving a trade. Look at Lyft. Lyft actually might be going for that pre-market high.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Envac's really going down, finding some support possibly at the 200 EMA on the 5-minute. It's still going down, so through that at EMA as well. All the biotech names, it seems, are just selling off. ASTS just really strong. It looks like it's going for 9.
Arvana's still going higher here. Here's that ASTS move. Let's take a look. I'm just kind of flipping around here. Here's Mara. How's Riot doing after that short report yesterday?
Better.
Oh my gosh. Almost back. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say, guys, we are getting another short report today from Bear Cave dropping at 10:30 this morning.
Thank you, Nick. We don't know the ticker obviously yet, right?
We don't know the ticker, but the head of whoever does this, Edwin Dorsey, he says today's investigation at 3,484 words is his longest ever and heaviest hitting. So 10:30 a.m. will be dropping. They say he's exposing a $5 billion plus company that is morally bankrupt and financially uninvestable.
Okay. Bear Cave. What's the read on Bear Cave? Jay Rice, any of you short or any of you people that follow some of the shorting reports, what's the consensus there on Bear Cave? Good, not good, middle of the road? What do we say?
Yeah.
ACHR was getting mentioned here. This was up, but this looks like this is coming back in a little bit.
I think they were up because they had news in the after hours yesterday.
Yep. NVAX big pullback. By the way,
whoever
was mentioning the bet that Joel O'Connor with the walking on the hands, we'd have to go back to the tape. Wasn't there a time frame also specified with that? I don't think that you just have forever for the stock to go up. I think there was a time frame associated to that. We'll have to go back and check the tape. I'll bring it up to him though. I'll mention it.
FRGT looks like it's trying to push into the what is this handle?
Right at VWAP here, FRGT. God, I wish I had that here for you. I could kind of trade that with you guys.
I think ASTS was the real big mover out the gate so far. Maybe that one and GME. They're both, GME just, okay. So now GME has made new, well, it's higher compared to yesterday. We're in the 33.50 area. CRM Salesforce is going crazy. I think that was, somebody mentioned that the CEO or somebody higher up bought shares worth.
This is in the gap now. This is into a gap. That gap fills at 369 CRM. Be interesting to look at the options market for this.
Well, it's also filling another gap from earlier back in November because, we gapped down and never really had any regular session price action. So we're getting that finally.
250 calls, July 250 calls have some pretty good open interest and some pretty good action here today. Ticker CRM. No position here for me. Those look interesting.
BNRG might have found a bit of a bottom. Let's see if it can reverse.
Look at MSGM. The stock I smack talked looks like it's trying to go here. Can we try some of this?
If there's probably a trade up to VWAP, which is 310.
I was going to say, guys, we haven't mentioned this, but NVIDIA actually passed Apple yesterday in market cap. It's up another 1.2% this morning. And don't forget, after the close today, NVIDIA's stock split goes into effect.
I think that's tomorrow after the close.
We talked about this yesterday. Yeah, let's confirm that. That's interesting here.
It's supposed to be tomorrow after the close, and then Monday is the day where you'll have your new shares, your 10 for 1.
Yes, tomorrow after the close, and then Monday will be the first day that's going to be split.
Yeah.
So it's going to reflect the split price for the first time on Monday.
Yes.
That's where gotcha is. Sometimes those things can be confusing.
Did any of you have that on your bingo card? I posted that yesterday. I do not expect Nvidia to overtake Apple in market cap this year.
We didn't have, I don't know that I had it on my bingo card per se. We did talk about that yesterday. One of the things that I was bringing up was that how remarkable, Nick, I don't know if you remember, I don't know what you were doing back in 2018, but that was when Apple became the first ever $1 trillion company. And I remember a lot of talk. Oh, I can't believe this is happening. When are we going to see this again? Blah, 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 blah. Well, here we are 6 years later, and we have a $3 trillion company. And actually we have 13, weren't you? There were like 5 or 6. How many $1 trillion plus companies were there? You gave the stat yesterday.
There's 5, but the aggregate amount of all Mag 7s is over 15 trillion now. And
so
to give you some perspective on that, the global GDP is 101 trillion. So 15 trillion in 7 companies, and you have the rest of the world doing 101 trillion in GDP. It's quite a remarkable figure.
Quite a remarkable figure indeed. By the way, this MSGM on this attempt to go back to the VWAP, kind of slowing down here. I still kind of like it though.
I mean, that's the trade I would be going for with this one if I was in it, because that's the target I have for it. Maybe a little bit lower if you wanted to be a little more conservative. You could say maybe just under 3, like the 295. That could be a possible area, but it's got a lot of supply it's working through right now.
Yep.
ASTS going higher. Probably end up going to 930 before we get a little bit of pullback on that one. Oh, FRGT really came in. I think I had there was somebody who was asking me about ASNS. Asking me, let me see if I can find that comment, that question. Do I have any info on ASNS with their issuing of warrants last night? No, I don't. ASNS was a trade for yesterday. I wasn't looking at it for a trade today. So I'm sorry I don't have anything on that for you. GME got up to 33.49 and pulled back. It's an ugly wick.
XTC right by its VWAP. Here's your GME chart, 13. Sorry about that.
No worries. China Pharmaceuticals, SXTC.
Yep. GME, that pullback to the VWAP here. That so far is holding. Seeing Zim puts come across the wire, 17s and 17.5.
I think,
guys, I was going to say OpenAI has a tech event tonight. I didn't know about this. OpenAI Tech Week reception tonight, 5 to 7.
I wonder if anything's going to come out of that on the back of Computex, which was all NVIDIA for the most part.
Who knows? Well, Microsoft stock will probably move on the back of it if any headlines or any reporters are going. This event will include product demonstrations, Q&A with OpenAI team, and opportunities for meaningful conversations with industry peers. Light bites and refreshments will be served.
Now you've got me, Nick. Light bites and refreshments. That's it.
GME coming back strong.
Wolf, by the way, looks like our chat is on this WULF, moving higher here.
I wonder what the news is on that one. And yeah, Zim had some kind of news. I think there was some kind of downgrade, I believe. I'm not sure. Let's see. Something I guess this would have to. No, that was a couple days ago. I guess unless it's a late reaction to the Tuesday news about their production. I can't see any other reason why Wolf is up. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Maybe that's the reason. Oh yeah, Bitcoin is having a. So it's probably all the Bitcoin names because Bitcoin's having a pretty good morning so far. We're making some.
Bitcoin at the highs currently is that ripped through that 72K.
Yes, sir.
Looking around at just some other stuff that's going on here.
Yeah, just kind of looking through the list of all this different stuff that's going on.
Yeah,
Let's take a look at some of these other Bitcoin names, see how they're doing. Okay. You know, CLSK really likes to go in between the 15 and 16 handles a whole bunch lately, I've noticed.
Sorry, I'm still handling something over here. I apologize.
Mara just ripping, MARA. So same with Riot. I guess we looked at that short report and said, nah. I mean, look, as soon as that was actually a really good trade. As soon as it started curling, that was it. 881, never looked back yesterday. Said, forget your short report.
Okay.
The levels you can't find the levels for FRGT. Well, let me take a look and see if I can help you out with that.
Citibank downgraded Zim.
Yes, that was what it was.
Yeah, okay.
Which is fine because that needed to really come in.
Yeah, that makes sense. So a bunch of you guys had that.
So one level I'm noticing here is 125 for FRGT. If you look at the price action, that is one level that we have not been getting 5-minute candles to close over, and it's trying to do that right now. So as long as it holds VWAP and we start closing over 125, that would be a good indication that there's more upside. There is a pretty large sell order in the way at 130, and 135 is the pre-market high. So you pretty much have like a little bit of a range there. 125 to 135 is going to be the area that it's having a hard time getting through. But once it does, it could really get going. This one does have a 4.74 million share float. So it's going to be pretty easy to move around. Just need to get some a little bit more volume expansion. The MACD looks like it's going to start crossing and give an indication that there's more upside. So FRGT might get going here in a little bit.
Okay. Palantir, by the way, which you guys that mentioned Palantir, or you folks, I'm sorry, that mentioned Palantir here this morning, that is ripping here. Looks like we're getting calls crossing the wire here on Palantir as well. I'm seeing some 26 calls that expire in July in some decent size here. I saw a couple others flash by here. Don't have it handy. I'll see if I can get that for you. Palantir here, big rip out of the gate, good volume, call activity on the back of it. Palantir going.
Yeah, so I think what had happened with Palantir, and I'm not 100% sure, but okay, so they unveiled new customers and product announcements at AIPCon. That's what they were having today. So I think that's what it's moving on is AIPCon, because what it is that a bunch of companies that use Palantir's products, they're presenting on how they're using them and how they're building their AIP within their company. So I think it really showcases how Palantir's products are working with other companies and how beneficial they are. I think it's what the whole point of this conference is.
Okay, we've got FRGT up here. By the way, was just saying how just a real shout out really quickly here to Trade the Pool. I was just telling you how I can't pull up some of these tickers that we keep talking about. While we were live, I actually was able to reach out to the guys. They gave me some steps to fix it, and it's fixed. So again, there is no piece of technology that's going to work perfectly all the time, but to see this kind of support from people, I love that coming from the support world itself. So shout out Trade the Pool. You guys are awesome. FRGT here doing a good job staying above its VWAP as well.
Yeah, despite those upper shadows looking pretty ugly.
Here's Vrax also chilling above its VWAP.
Looks like CLSK wants 17. Just follow what Bitcoin does, and that'll be your precursor to the movement of the Bitcoin stocks. Lately they've just always been moving in just near tandem with Bitcoin.
Yep, there you go. Chewy. We'll take it. Another move up out of the gate. Looks like we're trying to take out 23 here. 23 has been a sticky level for this stock. Daily looks absolutely awesome here for a breakout. Let's keep it going. Love to see this move through 23 again here. Remember, still long calls. We've sold one tranche to book gains, but we are cooking in Chewy. You love to see it. You love to see it. BNRG. What do
Hit
we
the like-
say at the, what do
hit
we
the like
say
for
right
that
at the
pet love.
beginning? I'm sorry, say that again.
Hit the like for that pet love.
Pet love? What am I
Yeah,
missing?
Chewy.
Oh, for heaven's sakes. Thank you. BNRG, what do we say in the pre-market here at the open? It looks like this move might be done. So far, that seems to be the case. VWAP, clear resistance, lower we go here. BNRG. Pet love.
Yeah,
Wake up. I might need a third cup of coffee here, 13. What the hell's going on?
let's see what happens with BNRG once it dips below 120. It's probably going to start to find support around that level. That would be my guess, just based on previous day's price action. It's coming down to a demand zone.
GME getting mentioned here again. GME busting to new highs here. To me, this is a trim zone. I have the high print of the day off that candle, 359. A little bit of size added there. We're right back and then through those highs. Folks, this is a trim zone after a move like this. Trimmaroo. Jay mentioning NVIDIA at the lows of the day. That seems different, doesn't it?
So what did the SPY get up to? Okay, so we're in the 535 handle. Great. Now let's see if there's going to be resistance here, because that trend line that I was talking about, it got up to it. And I just want to see what happens today. Maybe this is a bit of a doji candle we get up here for the remainder of the day. I don't know.
By the way, well, in terms of NVIDIA here, Q's the weakest of the indexes here, as 13 was just saying. SPY 535 holding there. Dow at the highs, pushing to new highs. Looks like it's trying to go back to 39K here. Q's the weakest. NVIDIA moving lower.
Anybody else hear that? I heard that.
What?
You went robotic.
I did?
Mm-hmm. There's a slight delay. It's fine. We heard everything you said, but you started to get a little distorted because I think there was a connection hiccup.
Oh, okay. Do I sound different now?
No, you're fine. It was just very brief. That's why I'm joking about it.
What about now?
Okay.
That's fine.
We're done having fun here, folks.
There was. Okay,
I heard it. Okay.
I'm gonna try to help Carmen out here with SPRU. If there's something else that you want to take a look at, AST is now leaking pretty badly.
CRM. Jay, good call. CRM, part of the Dow, accounting for a lot of that move to the upside. That makes a lot of sense, Jay. And actually, I forgot CRM was part of that. Forgot CRM was part of that. And we are cooking here today.
Mm-hmm.
Cooking. FRGT here. This is kind of flirting with its VWAP. Do I try some here? Real tight? We're going to try some right here. I'm going to try some right here. If we fall out here, let's make this 15.
Well, Carmen, if you're
not put a step.
Any thoughts as to what would trigger this? No news. So if you're looking for just the movement today, I'll dig a little bit deeper. They did have earnings. No, I'm sorry, that's May 15th. Never mind. I'll take a look at what the news is, but it could be rate cut sentiment, because this is a very rate sensitive company, being that they're in solar. So I think it might have something to do with rate sentiment, but I'll look a little bit more into this for you.
FRGT here, the spot is 121. Let's see if they can take this here. It's been stopping. Now we need to go higher here. 130, the high of day print, still has a ton of volume up there. I'm looking for this move to happen here pretty soon, or we're going to have to look for something a little bit better than the stack. Looking for a push right here. Jay Summers saying a lot going on. No trades so far. Be as tactical as you can.
Oh, Crow. Wissa is back.
Is it really? Is it really?
It's up today. It had some pretty good movement in the pre-market too.
FRGT, it looks like this might get pushed beneath its VWAP here. We will see. 114 probably the out there.
Emiola, I think that's like I've may have been mentioning this for a while. I don't know if you've noticed, but I think that the race is really on with being the chip leader. And I think with NVIDIA saying that they were having supply issues, that was kind of a misstep in what they, kind of saying the quiet part out loud, because now I think that's going to be the case with every company that's trying to seek these chips, is that they're going to run into the same thing, and they're going to throw all kinds of money at it, trying to get their chips made first. I think that the race is really on now. What does the future hold for Apple? It's going to be a competitive future.
Yeah, it is. Nick's bringing up a really good point here, though.
Yeah.
Nick, if you wanted to repeat that here, I know you were trying to give 13 the floor there, but it's a really good point that you're making. Frgt, by the way, up to 130. We'll see if it breaks.
Regarding Apple.
Yeah.
So, I think it's just going to be interesting if they overtake NVIDIA with AI. We've seen Apple on the sides of AI, and they're like not really mentioning AI like all these other companies. But I think the iPhone 16, Mac cells, any products that they try and put AI into will obviously be great if they're actually working on it, unless they're just waiting. My thing is, guys, is I think what these other companies did is, as soon as they saw AI, they wanted to jump on the bandwagon really quickly and wanted to put out their product, even if it had some flaws and it didn't work properly.
I agree with you.
Apple is waiting for its product to be perfect and ready to go at a certain time. And I think iPhone 16s are going to be coming in September, and with the new camera and everything, I think Mac cells, anything with products, if you can get the AI on the watch, I think any products are going to be one to watch.
I think
register ring. Hang on a sec. Sorry, register ring. FRGT busted through that level we were just looking at. That was literally perfect. That worked. I hope you guys caught that. That entire trade plan worked the way that we had hoped. Looks like it's going higher now. Nick, I completely agree with you on Apple. That would be par for the course for Apple, right? They're not going to release things before they're ready for its ecosystem, right? I think that's a really, really good point. 13, I'm sorry for interrupting you, my man.
That's right. The announcement of their M4 chips, they also were saying what those M4 chips were going to be, and those are supposed to be their newer AI-enabled processors. So we're supposed to be seeing some products that have those chips in there this year, is what my understanding is. So I don't know when their next generation of chips are, if they're even be called M5s or whatever they're going to be called. But I think it bears worth taking a look at what products are coming out this year with their new chips they just recently announced, because I think those are supposed to be their first line of AI-enabled devices.
Not to change the subject here, but holy reversal, Batman, and Tesla. Look at this. 167 looks like 5-point reversal here. 5-point reversal here on Tesla as this is pounding the lows. Born to be free. Did you guys see that Cali Burger in LA has one employee and the robots make the food perfect and get orders out in 120 seconds? Game changer in fast food. MISO Robotics. MISO, is that the ticker? MISO? Oh, no. It's not the same one. I don't have that ticker here. I don't think that's the ticker. You might be referring to something else, but MISO, no, that you must be referring to something else. The whole minimum wage thing, this whole fiasco that's going on in California with the minimum wage for fast food workers, what you're saying here, Born, in terms of them reducing one person and having robots do everything else, I mean, that was the natural reaction to this move. I wouldn't be surprised at all on that. I don't know. I'm going to grill my own burgers. I don't know if that's probably the lame thing to say. Jay Rice, while we were talking earlier, you had mentioned Triple D made a really good call here on Lululemon. This sold. One of the reasons I wanted to highlight the guide earlier is because the guide is really what's moved companies higher. And we didn't get that in Lulu. Nick told you here it was a little bit soft. He gave you the numbers. That is selling here. It'll be interesting to see if this even tries to get back to its opening print, 337, 340. I'm not sure it has the strength to get over the VWAP at this point.
Can you throw up a chart on NVIDIA, guys? We are
Absolutely
seeing moving lower, and we are getting reports from Axios. This report just dropping minutes ago. The U.S. is going to open a broad antitrust probe into AI giants. That's per a source familiar with the matter. Some of those investigations are going to include that the Microsoft, OpenAI, and NVIDIA playing in the AI industry. The broad spectrum of what they're going to be doing is it's going to show the intensifying scrutiny of AI and the regulators' concern of the technology concentration within some of the largest companies in the world. This was basically first reported by the New York Times, divvying up all the cases that's going to be involved by this. The Justice Department will investigate whether AI chipmaker NVIDIA's conduct has violated antitrust laws. The FTC will examine OpenAI and Microsoft's conduct in regard to their AI partnership. Microsoft separately has invested about $13 billion into AI. The FTC has already opened up other investigations into companies using AI. So basically, what Axios is watching is the two-pronged investigation by U.S. regulators as a setback for the companies involved at a time when AI has turbocharged their stock prices. So basically, just watch investigations from the FTC regarding NVIDIA, Apple, any of these companies. Right now, it's NVIDIA, Microsoft, OpenAI, and with AI.
NVIDIA at the lows here just actually lost that $1,200 target that it just put in. Let's check in back in on some of these other stocks. FRGT holding this second flag higher here. That's bullish for more upside. We'll see if we end up getting that. SMCI is getting whacked. SMCI 770 here. Oh my. bnrg getting mentioned. This right back to the VWAP. Smoked tuna is on it.
Yeah, lots of things getting a pull from that NVIDIA reversal.
LPA, you guys are mentioning LPA. This thing has been wild. This thing has been wild. I can't trade something like that. Chewy continuing to 2386. We'll take it, Glenn, won't we? We'll take that.
bnrg got down to 121, so just on that doorstep of where I was looking for a reversal. Looking like it's going higher now that it's back above VWAP. I was looking for it to get down into the 120, just maybe a little bit beneath the 120 handle, but I guess 1 cent's close enough, isn't it?
Masterful call there. Jay Wild saying Starship landed. We were watching that earlier, man. That was some cool stuff, wasn't it?
Yeah, what
that
Starship
was some cool stuff.
Yeah, what Starship did was the plan was to have their the booster segment to come back into the atmosphere and land in the ocean, and that worked out perfectly. The show started, so I wasn't able to catch what happened with Starship, but I'll look at that later. I assume it went the course it was supposed to. So looks like a very good test for SpaceX today. Too much taxi cab. You know what, Jay? I'm glad you said that, because this is one of the things we've been talking about, where if enough people start talking about AI, and that's all that the hype is right now, and as soon as everybody wants to get an NVIDIA, that's the signal to sell. I think that's what might be happening.
I think you're right. I like the term. I like the term there. Taxi cab talk. We've talked about cab drivers mentioned in stock tips before, but I've never heard it called taxi cab talk. That's pretty awesome.
Isn't it now like Uber Lyft talk though?
FRGT, Jane. We got it. We hooked one here today. FRGT all out there for Jane. Great job. Nice. I did it on that first spike there. Nice little day trade scalp to get the day moving. That's what you love to see it, folks.
Yep. Under $1 at the open to now 149. It's a very nice move in FR.
Very, very nice. GME reversed, lost its VWAP here. Might be settling about where it opened. Look for a potential bounce at that spot.
So right now, FRGT is trying to work its way through some March consolidation. And then it gets into even more consolidation from February once it gets above 185. There's some upside targets for you based on the previous price action.
Lyft here. Lyft, this is actually interesting. That initial impulse move on Lyft took us to 1736 here in the pre-market. We have been unable to get above that, but I am seeing higher lows on this intraday move up. It's holding above the VWAP. This actually kind of looks like a triangle to me. Intraday triangle here. I think we break out of this. on Lyft. Really, the question is going to be, do we break up or break down? That's coming here pretty soon. Keep an eye on Lyft if you're looking to trade this one.
Yeah, and folks were mentioning that Frgt is halted.
It is halted. So we have halt potential. There we go. So it is, in fact, halted here. 156 FRGT. All right. All right. This is a good. Nick, you're bringing the luck on a Thursday, dude. Smash up the like for my man Nick, who's out here bringing the luck for everybody.
That's right.
Smash it up.
That's what I tell you, Nick. You were in high demand, man.
Nick's like, I'm all business, baby. You're not even gonna phase me.
Tomorrow will be one to watch because of the jobs report. That will kind of set in stone this Fed meeting and how political is it going to get.
Indeed. ONMD back to the VWAP here. Let's see if it stops here, if it actually moves above ONMD. How's Lulu doing? Looked like we were trying to curl Lulu back to the VWAP. We'll see if that gets rejected here. Is NVIDIA still pulling? Yeah, it's trying to bounce here. It's back above 12,000 or 1,200. Excuse 12,000. Geez, 1,200 there.
No, that's a future price, right?
Yeah. It's funny. You joke. I mean, not really. Yesterday in happy hour, we were talking, hey, what could this go to, right? What could this go to? And we were throwing out targets 2,000, 2,400 if it just keeps going. Thankfully, it seems to be pulling back here.
Regarding NVIDIA, I'll tell you this, and I heard this, I think, on CNBC's yesterday. Here's what's happening. The analysts are putting the price target on NVIDIA, and NVIDIA is just going right up to that price target.
That's it. You know what, Nick? That's exactly what it seems to happen. It gets a new target, and forget this 12 to 18 months nonsense. It goes there in 12 minutes.
Yeah, I know.
It's unbelievable.
No, literally, it's literally the stock is chasing the price targets.
Yeah, that is how it's put. Well done. The stock is chasing the price target. I like that.
All right, let's go to our Benzinga Pro. Bring up NVIDIA. Go to the calendar and look at analyst ratings, so we can figure out where it's going.
We'll do one more step. We'll actually click on the price target column header to put the highest one at the top. That is 1,400. That is Cantor Fitzgerald and Rosenblatt. Each have the $1,400 target there on NVIDIA. We're only 200 points away. So there you go. There's your chase.
And that was both on May 23rd. So it wasn't that far, too long ago. So there you go. 1,400 after this pullback.
Voodoo saying that alone should tell you to avoid it. It's kind of what I've been saying, Voodoo. But here's the thing: like I've been saying, yeah, I'm gonna wait on this. I don't know, blah blah blah. I have been. This stock has made me look like a complete doofus. We have been talking about this at 500 and 600 being a potential top. It's at 1,200. It went 2x from there. 2x from there.
Well, it's when all the different things that we look at are telling us that this stock is, in overbought territory and it's extended everything. If we start throwing out our rules and we start throwing away our discipline, then that's when we can start to really get hurt. So let's not do that. Let's just be wrong about this one, that we missed the boat on it, and we'll find something else that's not going to kill us when it turns around.
So well said. That was another discussion that we had in happy hour yesterday. We were saying how, one of the analysts that's been doing this for 40 plus years, he's like, you guys are talking about it was so high. It was too high. It really needs to pull back. And now everyone seems to be throwing in the towel, right? They're giving up on the short position. They're saying, well, if you can't beat them, join them. If NVIDIA is going to keep printing and go up 5% every day, I might as well get long here. That's generally speaking when the bad stuff happens. Mm-hmm. That's what we were being warned against yesterday.
And the thought that I have on that, when everybody's getting into that bullishness, it's really good environment to sell into, because you'll get buyers for the shares you're trying to sell.
Yeah.
So I think that's really creates a dangerous situation for people that are getting in now on the hype, versus the folks that have been in here for now over a year and want to take their long-term gains and say, thank you very much, you deal with the high price.
SMTC. What happened here? This pops to about 47 and came back in 5 points. SMTC. Let me take a look and see what's going on there. Let's consult Benzinga Pro earnings. So SMTC had earnings here this morning, or was this yesterday? This was yesterday afternoon.
That's great info, Tommy. I appreciate that. Milker bills. I'll have to look into that. But I totally get what he's saying too. That makes sense.
basically a shakedown. Jay, what do you think of these earnings? What do you think of these SMTC earnings? I mean, the revenue was plus or minus 5 million, came in at 212. Estimate was for 210, so a little bit of a beat there. EPS beats an undefined estimate. Well, sheesh, I wish all of my goals and estimates were undefined. I'd beat them all too.
I'm looking at BNRG. It looks like it's trying to push up into the 140 area again.
Okay. Sorry, just taking a look here at SMTC. AI angle on there as well. FRGT is open. Our halted stock is open, maybe reversing. How's Vrax doing?
No, it's going higher, FRGT.
Yeah, okay.
Well, at the moment it is. I mean, you're right. It might be reversing after hitting 168.
Joe sharing this NVIDIA. So NVDA, Joe here saying, let's see, NVDA. Joe here saying MACD was money on that NVIDIA low. So this is what you were looking at in here. What time frame did you have on there, Joe? Looks like this was a huge reversal. MACD histogram on my 3-minute really kind of came in. Signal lines are starting to pitch up, but that was delayed.
If FRGT comes in and hits,
thanks, Jay.
And hits 135, let's see if I can get support from 135. BNRG still trying to figure out if it's going to push higher or not. It needs to see a volume expansion in order for that to happen. What are we looking at?
I'm looking around here. I'm going to take a look at some stuff. As Chewy just continues to rip higher, you'll love to see it.
Watch Pinterest. Take a look at that stock, up 2.5% right now.
Mm-hmm.
I see some maybe call activity, but other than that, no.
Yeah.
Wanted to highlight that.
Yeah, I'm seeing some call activity too. They're aggressive, but they're not huge. Let's see what else we have on pins here.
I mean, it is up 16.5% year to date. I mean, but this move is out of the ordinary.
Yeah, it's up 2.8% here today. I don't see any fresh news on it. Volume is still kind of low too.
It is summer, so we didn't get much volume.
No.
Is there any news regarding TikTok out? That might be affecting.
That is a really good call. I don't see it though.
I know that's been in the news a lot with them trying to separate their American algorithm, in order to make the sale possible. I don't know. I think they're just a scam company. Okay, so
I love it. I love it.
No, TikTok.
I mean, Pinterest is nice. I use it for a lot of things. They have a lot of cool.
Well, I'm not talking down on Pinterest.
Yeah.
TikTok, concerning.
TikTok Absolutely. Is definitely concerning.
You're being very nice by saying concerning.
Well, Nick's a nice guy. I mean, that goes without saying. I will say though, the relationship there, because I agree. I think you're going to see reactions in some of these stocks. If TikTok has any type of news about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, BNRG is pushing up here. Got to get through a couple of sell order walls at 145 and 150. They're over 12,000 each. So get some volume expansion in this one. We're probably going to get up to the $2 area that I think somebody was mentioning.
David, sorry, David. There might be. I don't know what it is off the top of my head. Let me see if I can get Gil in here to help you out. Sorry about the delay there, David.
And then Lion Atlas, yeah, I kind of slowly adding to that as well. Slowly adding to FMC.
That continues to pull, doesn't it? What's that at here today?
It's in the 57 handle right now.
Down again.
That's okay.
That's
okay.
Been a rough little bit for FMC.
Well, it goes up and down. It's been going up and down quite frequently a lot.
We are at a support level here in a potential bounce spot
with FMC.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
What do you guys think for I was going to say, guys, I wanted to throw this out because I do got to run here. Payrolls tomorrow. What are we expecting? Goldman says they expect 160. That's below consensus of 185. They think unemployment rate of 3.9, so unchanged after rounding. Do you expect this to be? Do we expect that the summer hiring has fully gone into effect? Like the June, I expect June's payroll report to actually be higher than most because of summer jobs and stuff. But I think May is going to be somewhat tame.
Yeah, I haven't given it too much thought. That sounds about right, though. I would expect May to be tame, at least from all the indications that we had.
I think it will see a under consensus print. I think that would make more sense to me.
And that's what Goldman's forecasting, right? That's what you just read there. Goldman's forecast was under. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, they're expecting 160, estimates 185. That's consensus. I mean, I don't know how well you could predict this, because we've seen some forecasts really below estimates. I think B of A only for, I don't know, I saw something of 125 someone was predicting.
And didn't they just have what's her name from B of A on? I don't know if she talked about that though. Anyway,
Savita Subramanian.
Yeah, they had her on I think yesterday on CNBC, but I'm not sure if she covered this. She normally covers some of those estimates that they have. I can't remember the segment though. I don't want to speak for her. Sharp gal, by the way. Oh yeah, Lion. Yeah, no. Just to be clear, FMC. We talked about that at great length. That's a longer. That's like not normally what we do here on the show. That is a longer term trade with a dividend angle in there that we're looking for as well. So with you on that. Chewy, a little bit of a pullback here. Let's see what we do at the VWAP on Chewy. Look at this. This has been a great day. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you.
Look at Wolf.
Exalted. Sorry.
WULF has a nice formation. I'm not exactly sure where we're going to see, if we're going to see this break out, but the formation looks pretty good. As long as it can hold up in this area, well, let's just say as long as it can hold above 280, I guess. I'd have to go look more to the left to see where we're getting some support, but look for this to recapture VWAP. See if we can get some more upside.
Also, didn't we have people holding this from yesterday? Looks like some of you guys took this overnight here. Big move there. You took that. MITQ was the other one from yesterday. We'll check in the yesterday stocks. Here's MITQ back down to Pennyland. MLGO. We got asked about this earlier. This, you know what though? Props. MLGO, this was down 20% in the pre-market. Power candle out of the open. I definitely didn't have that on my bingo card, Nick, to use your example from earlier. Looks like we had a couple of VWAP pulls and we've been able to hold above here on MLGO. So far, so good. I'm not necessarily going after this again, but this is encouraging action on this stock out of the open.
Christopher Beasley is saying, keep in mind that the unemployment rate does take into account seasonal fluctuations of employment. Otherwise, we think the economy is going to the toilet every January and August with seasonal employment. Yeah, that's a good point. Lion Atlas saying, EXK has a great chart. Elon saying, Oracle, sneaky ascend every day. Oracle's a great company. They're going to do well in the AI space, I think.
Shout out to Zoltan, by the way, who has been putting Oracle on the radar of all of the happy hour participants for a long time. You're right. This is a great company, and this has actually given us a number of good trading opportunities. Zoltan, if you're out there, hats off to you.
I was going to say, guys, watch Meta. We're ticking higher up near, was run 1%, backing off just a little bit. It seems like a lot of tech names, once again, moving higher, Mag 7. We're just in this environment that at this point, technology cannot just be the only performer moving this market higher. It has to be a broad rally.
Yeah. Technology, though, having a Technology can't be stopped here. Real quickly on Meta, one of the things that we have been talking about recently I don't trade Meta. I really have a personal problem with this company, and as a result, don't trade it. But this setup here was pretty good on this drop down. We actually had this gap fill close. We just gapped above yesterday and then closed above the 50-day moving average, moving higher here. This trade complete. So if you were playing that gap fill trade to Meta, at least take some of that off here. Smoke Tuna calling MLGO. That was one that looked dead in the water, but looks like it's coming back. Maybe we take those highs out here, MLGO.
Crow's going long on Boyle for a pretty massive run. It looks like 14 to 40.
I love when Crow starts throwing out price targets. Cacaw, baby, cacaw. Let's go. Oh, Zoltan is out there. Cheers, Zoltan. Jay Rice saying looks like a value day. Hey, I'll take it. I'll take it. Good. Yeah. Well said. Good.
Be nice to see fundamentals return to the market.
Another day, another Costco higher. Look at this. I'll tell you what, my new strategy on Costco is that every time that it really dips and I think to myself, Ryan, you should buy some here. I'm literally going to do what I've been doing. I'm going to buy one share at a time.
Freight is coming back. We're trying
FRGT?
Yeah, it looks like it may have found support right at that area I was talking about, around 135, where it had that pre-market high. Got support there. Now it seems it's trying to reverse. So let's see if we get that.
CLEU, is that what you? Oh my gosh, great call, guys. That ripped through 2 here. CLEU.
Is this what education stock out of China?
Yeah, this is China Liberal Education.
All right.
This is a day trader. We've seen this one before. This is not anything new. We've traded CLEU before. There's another Chinese education name. Is it EDU?
CRM.
That has moved with this before. New Oriental Education. It is EDU. Look at it moving right now. CRM.
Yeah, CRM has got a formation here. It looks like it's trying to break the intraday high of 246.55 or almost there.
Indeed, it does. I want to see this exact same thing on Chewy. Look at this formation here. We had a nice move out of the gate, back test the VWAP, trying to go higher. I want to see the exact same thing from Chewy. Pet love, baby. Pet love. I won't make that mistake again, 13. I won't make that mistake again, boss. Apple at the highs as well here. Netflix also at the highs. We're talking about some of the tech names, mag names here. Netflix at the highs as well. Goldman Sachs is actually having 2 good days in a row here. I buy one share with you, Ryan, to support the team. Okay. I mean, hey.
Atlanta Fed GDP now cash just come out now at 2.6, was 1.5 last week.
Okay.
And on that note, guys, I got to dip out.
Well, Nick.
Thanks, Nick.
Thanks for showing up. Message me anytime that you can hop on here. Are we going to get you for the news dump Friday morning tomorrow?
Yes, you will.
All right. Look at that. Nick, thanks so much. Smash up the like for my man, Nick, taking time out of his summer. Let me ask you a question. When you folks were younger and you got on summer break, did you volunteer to show up and help others make money? Nick, hats off to you. Thanks so much for all you do here. Good luck, my man.
Thanks. We'll see you tomorrow.
All right. Take care. That is news by Nick. Smash up the like. He is awesome, and we are lucky to have him.
So I mentioned Wolf a little bit ago. It's slightly above VWAP again. This one could get going again, looking for some movement back up through 3.
A nice little retake of the VWAP there on Wolf.
ASTS also might be moving up here in a second too. Need a little bit more volume expansion in this one. bnrg still trying to hang out, or still trying to hold up above the 130 level.
Bored. I asked, were you guys helping other people make money when you were younger? And Bourne goes, nope, I was drinking and partying hard back then. You and me both, brother. Nick is several steps ahead of us, it seems. And look, I'll take it. Great to have him break down the news here for us. Tesla, by the way, hanging out near its low. Tesla actually might lose 173 here. I'd watch that.
All right. What's going on here, Wolf?
FRGT curling back up towards the highs.
Why do I not see that one?
LIDR sell-off? Sorry, 13. What was that?
No, I'm just kind of talking to myself.
Oh, okay.
Excuse me. Okay, yeah, FRGT. Here we go. Oh, I seem to have the hiccups now.
Yeah, me too. It seemed to happen earlier. AONC, Jonathan, that one looks a little too thin for me. Jane, let me sound old, but Nick seems like a very mature young man. I think the same thing, so I guess I'm in the old camp with you on that one.
Wolf still moving up. I think we could at least get some movement up to 308 where there's a huge wall. So let's see if we can get some volume to come in. Maybe it can take that out. What are we looking at?
I'm just kind of flipping through some stuff here.
TRSG.
Tongue Ray Technologies. Look at this ramp. I don't even know what's going on here. I feel trapped in Vrax. Let's take a look. Yep, trapped by that pesky VWAP that just won't let this thing go free on Vrax.
So for that one, I guess I would look for support at just under $2 and 180. I guess we could say 180 and 195 might be a support area for VRAX. Not sure it'll hold though. It's been looking pretty weak since it hit the highs in pre-market.
AMD coming back. D Snoots. Good to see you this morning. Look at this bounce here on AMD. How's NVIDIA doing with that? Okay, so an AMD, the outperformer here out of those two. You guys, why are you guys intentionally misspelling my name? Smoke Tuna, why are you doing? I know Lion likes to misspell my name like that, but why are you doing that? Is that like a European thing that I'm unaware of?
Rayan? Because you're a ray of sunshine, man.
Oh, okay. That it just took me a sec to get that one, I guess. Robert, take care of yourself. Enjoy your day job, my man. We'll see you again.
Yep. Take care, Robert. Good job today.
Good job every day. Robert's been real good adding to our happy hour as well. Appreciate you.
Yeah, he was saying that he's not really starting new positions today, just kind of taking profits. I think that's pretty smart for a day like today. Okay, well, I'm seeing a lot of volume drying up and a lot of things we've been looking at today.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe FRGT could provide something for us here. It looks like it's trying to do it, but man, the volume in a lot of these just looked like it just went away and called it a day.
And look at that, getting the exact bounce that I was just calling for on Chewy. We'll take that. Let's see if we can go towards that 2350. NDRA penny stock being mentioned here by the tuna, the one and only tuna, that going through the VWAP there.
And here goes FRGT, new highs. And the sellers are coming in. There's a fight in FRGT right now.
Goodell reclaiming this, FRGT.
Funky Cold Stocks. Happy Hour is a Benzinga Pro member hour-long segment that we do. Yeah, it's a Zoom call that we do after the market closes. Discuss what the market did today, what potential trades there could be tomorrow, and investment strategies. It's a whole bunch of things we talk about.
What things mean. Like we'll often break down what things mean. We'll look at some of these estimates or some of the big newsprints for the day, try to forecast what that can mean for trading. People share trading ideas and theses. Is it theses? Thesi? share those all the time?
They share ideas.
Thank you. It's much easier, 13. I appreciate you. It's all good, Lion. It's all good, man. Everything's good. You folks are awesome. If you guys are here hanging out, everything is good today. When you wake up and take that first breath of the day, just be thankful.
All right, looks like 170 is going to be a near-term top for the moment in FRGT. Getting some pullback on that now.
Oh, I saw a lot of the NVIDIA ETFs appear on my relative volume scanner, but not NVIDIA. I don't really know what I make of that, but noticed that a number of you folks were mentioning that. All right, sounds good, Funky Cold Stocks. Definitely try out Pro. I mean, you don't have to do anything. It's free. What do you have to lose?
All right, ASTS still right around 9. Man, a lot of these are just...
Yeah, it looks like it just kind of someone kicked the plug out of the machine, right?
Yeah, so it might be time to go over to some of these value names that we were just talking about. Let me take a look at what's going on here. There might be some good value names up in here that we could trade.
NVDQ is the 2x short. That's one of the ones that you're looking at here. That's your levered one. Look at that. Whoa, and this is only like a $2 ETF.
Take a look at Abbott. How's that doing today? It looks like it's moving pretty well. Abbott had a big move through its 20-day SMA after it was resisting it, after the price was getting resisted by it for the past few days, all week.
This looks like it's good call, 13. This looks like it's coming off the bottom.
It might be.
We got $1.50 till the 50-day here.
Mm-hmm. And the 200 is right in that area too.
So what are you thinking? Would you wait for a reclaim of that, or are you going to try and front run this move?
Well, I already own this in my long-term portfolio for a couple of reasons, but for a day trade, I probably think it could probably end up getting to 106, maybe another $1. So I'm not sure there's a whole lot to trade here at the moment. Let's see where this. Let me look at an intraday chart. Get an idea.
Chris, I like this. Chris saying Lulu intraday double bottom. Yeah, that's possibly, if this holds here, this might be a play for calls here. Jay Rice talking about DKNG. We call that Donkey Kong DraftKings. Look, Jay, I'll be honest with you. I'd like to hear what you think about this, Jay. We were talking about this one in Happy Hour too. Yes, our Happy Hour group, man, we are ahead of stuff. This one, I actually think you have a potential gap fill trade here. What do you think, Jay? We break the top of this candle. The action here today looks good. It actually looks like it wants to go higher here. It's been pretty good since 35, like you were mentioning here. I think maybe we get a gap fill up to 40, 41 bucks. What do you think? That's actually not a bad trade.
Yeah, with Donkey Kong, and I'd love to hear Jay Rice's take on it, but for me, it's a short-term bull case and a long-term bear case. I think eventually, once we get this gap fill and we get up to like around into the 40 handle, I think we'll start to reverse there. That's just what I'm seeing with it. Okay, so bnrg's trying to reclaim VWAP. We have FRGT halted to the downside after hitting 170. So let's see if 135 can provide support again. Otherwise, we're going to have a little bit of trouble with FRGT.
Looking at DraftKings here, the July 40 calls, 118 ask. 118 ask, and if it goes to 40, those would be about 240, 250 a contract. You guys got me thinking about that now.
ASTS looking to push into new intraday highs. Current high is 918. We're at 915 right now.
ASTS.
Really nice bounce recovery there.
Yeah, this looks like this is going to go 13.
And if that goes, let's
BRB 1 sec 13.
Sure. I see that there's it did with okay. So on the way down yesterday, ASTS had a spike up to about 929. So that could be, and I can see right now there's a bit of a wall at 928, so you might see some resistance there if the price rallies up to that level. If it gets through it, then the next upside target would be 960, which was the intraday high yesterday. So those would be the two levels I'd be paying attention to with ASTS, 930 and 960. Bear cave is for GL. I won't write it here, but if you ever read Liar's Poker, Michael Lewis published when I was in college, you'll know what I call DKNG. I have to read that in order to know what that is. Okay. Dell, last it by opportunity. I'll take a look at Dell, see what we got here.
I can help you. Sorry about that.
No worries. I don't know that. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, Dell, right here at the VWAP. Are you guys mentioning that Bear Cave report?
Somebody mentioned Bear Cave is for GL, Global Life. That's what I understood.
Bear Cave is for GL. Again? Are we going to get in? Guys. Again?
Oh.
Lion Atlas, where are you at? Are we doing it again? Oh, my.
I'm not sure.
Jay, sorry, 13. I interrupted you twice. I apologize. Jay saying, so the Bear Cave is copying the other guy's short. Yeah, it would appear that that's what's going on here. Sorry, 13. I didn't mean to run you over.
No worries. I'm just looking at the daily chart on Dell, and you might be right about their last chance to buy the dip, but I don't like the way this looks. To me, it looks like we're just gonna trade up a little bit, maybe get up to 140, and then we're going to head lower. Hopefully, I'm wrong about that. I wouldn't want anybody to go long down here and then get killed. But to me, I don't like the way the daily chart looks. It looks like we're just setting up to go lower.
GL trying to buy with this one we're going to have to watch again. This is coming all the way down. Let's see if this holds 80 again. Let's see if this holds 80 again.
Well, good news about freight is that, or FRGT, is that it's open and it's finding support from the 143 level at the moment.
IBBQ. What? Freight, this actually looks like we're coming back into the VWAP. We'll see if we set up another trade here. Did you guys caught Vrax? We actually took a look at Vrax earlier. I don't think there's anything to catch here. The initial move was pretty much it. Otherwise, this has just been a VWAP resistance.
Yeah.
Lulu's still at that.
I have one unsuccessful trade in Vrax. So
yeah, I didn't try Vrax here today. AIM, you guys were mentioning this one. AMC.
Yeah, Lion Atlas. I think that might be the play.
GME holding its VWAP. What did Lion Atlas? What play?
He said, wait a few days.
Okay.
And Elon,
so I did last time, so that makes sense.
I appreciate that, Elon, and I just want to reiterate, as much as you like my opinion, please seek others too. I think it really works out well for you if you get more than just mine.
And also, weren't you saying earlier that like some of the ways that you've derived opinions have been from talking to a bunch of financial advisors and kind of learning how they do things?
I just don't talk to one person. Talk to several people in that particular sector, and you get sometimes you'll get some variations in what they have to say, and I think those little variations will make all the difference. Yeah,
I think that's really smart advice.
Wow, WISA, WISA, by the way, for anybody listening.
The VNDA holding here. Here is WISA. That is actually pushing away from the VWAP.
Yeah. Pre-sale can bring huge profits. Yeah. It's just, you have to do your research.
Amazon, by the way, Jay, we were talking about good calls by Triple D. Triple D said he's long Amazon. That was back at 180, holding long Amazon. That has been working out. I still like Amazon. I wish I was still in a position. I had a shorter term butterfly that I ended up closing, but that's okay. Still made some money on it. AMD is now green on the day. Let's go. AMD, that was actually pretty good. That's outperforming here, at least when you compare it to NVIDIA.
Wolf slowly moving its way back up. It's in the 3 handle again, but still needs a little bit more volume to get through the 308, which still has a large wall at.
IPO LIF not open yet. Lyft really came back in. Chewy going, let's go, Chewy. Let's get another breakout. Let's go to 24 today and just call it a day. Call it a day, dude. It's been great.
Right, about to take 10. That's nice.
Yeah, and Jay Rice mentioning Meta. We talked about that one right after that earnings dip. We talked about that potential gap fill close. The circle is complete. We ended up closing that off here today.
WISA trying to get to the pre-market high of 278, almost there. I mean, I don't know where this one's going to go. Let me find some levels for you here, but this one's much lower than levels I had marked because my earliest one is 370. But let's see here. For WISA, I think that once we get up to 290, we could see some resistance, or if that we get enough volume, we'll break through that. That's the next resistance level I have in WISA is 290. Okay. That's right, Sydney Osborne. All right, not
this
sure.
Is popular. What can I say? What can I say?
Well, when you're as
Popular
great as G as she is.
producer. GPCR off the scanner. This is actually a nice little bull flag on the daily. What happened here? GPCR. This one I'm not familiar with.
Amazon broke out.
Structure Therapeutics. They did a public offering today and went high. Oh no.
So Amazon and Meta higher. I guess we can say that about Netflix too, but Meta and Amazon higher with the other ones that were mentioned in that antitrust probe, like Microsoft and Nvidia, are down. So it looks like we're just seeing rotation at the moment. When all the Mag 7s are all selling off, nobody's rotating.
Lion, yes, we will wait GL out. Let's just keep me posted on that one. We'll wait for the dust to settle there. We'll try it again. Control C, Control V, right?
Why is coin going lower?
Jimmy saying GME, baby. We continuing to move up here. We did bounce off the VWAP. I'll tell you what, GME today, great job holding above its VWAP. We had that nice move right out of the gate. You got multiple opportunities to play this at the VWAP here. We're doing a decent job holding higher. I will say the price looks like it's compressing. So for you GME bulls, we actually want to see this bust out of the top of that, maybe a 34 break.
ASTS got up to 925, looking a little weak right now. So that's just on the doorstep of that 930 I was mentioning earlier.
Yeah, that was a great call again. 13.
If we get pullback, then that might be an opportunity to reload, because it's still I'm still saying that 960 is possible. But as I saw yesterday, we got up to 930 and then pulled back. So I'm anticipating that we come back in at around that area too before we're going higher. So we'll see if we can go higher in ASTS. If we break 930, then I would definitely have 960 on deck for the next level. It doesn't look like FRGT. Well, I mean, I say that right as it starts to turn around, or it looks like it's starting to turn around. But there's a
curse of the commentator again,
something like that. Really happy for Roaring Kitty. So many wishing for his downfall. Oh, that's funny. GME, baby.
Snoring Kitty.
Snoring Kitty? Well,
yeah, he must be in the other room. He must be in the other room.
Yeah. At some point, people are going to get tired of that whole thing, and they'll be called Boring Kitty.
Indeed. Wasn't he the one that went in front of Congress and opened up with "I am not a cat"?
Yep.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
And I'm sure there were some people in Congress that went, "Oh." All right.
That was so well done. Sorry, go ahead.
Is JPE Is it? Wait, what are you asking, Bob? Is a JPE company? QXO begins to trade today. I guess I'm not understanding. Okay, so QXO, you're saying that this is, what is this, an IPO? Let's see here. I mean, it looks like it's already been trading. I guess I need a little bit more context on what you're saying here, Bob, if you could help me out there.
We do our best to read through acronyms. Sometimes it's tough.
Crow mentioning TSRG or TRSG. Sorry.
TSRG. I don't have that one here.
TRSG.
TRSG.
I said it wrong. Yeah.
That would be why. 450 here.
Nice move over the past couple of days up to the 20-day SMA. What does this company do? Okay, so electronic components and machinery, it looks like.
Workday calls. I'm seeing more meta calls. 525 on those meta calls. Looks like they're actually looking for that to go higher here. We could see CCL calls. We talked about some of the boats earlier, seeing some calls run through there.
Hey, you're right, Voodoo. That's probably what they would have said, but I don't want to give them that much credit.
Jane Smith says, "Does anyone ever feel like they get into a zone when they trade?" Yes. So this is a huge thing that people talk about. There's actually a book called Trading in the Zone that would be a really good read. I'll say this. One of the things that when we were first talked about doing this show, one of the things that I expressed concern with is that it's going to be taking me out of my zone. And that is absolutely the case. Now, there's been plenty of other positive things that have kind of outweighed that. But yes, Jane, I'll be honest, when it comes to a zone, things have to be going right. Like you got to wake up on the right side of the bed. You got to be completely focused. It helps if you had like an idea of what was going to happen going in, and then some of those things took place. That can really kind of give you confidence. Sometimes if it's like in the winter here, I don't know where you are, but here in Chicago, if it's the winter and it's really early in the morning, it's still dark outside, turn all the lights off and you just kind of feel like you're in the zone just trading there. Yeah, that does happen. That does happen.
Thank you, Bob, for clearing that up for me. I'm looking at SSNT right now, and it looks like SSNT. You're saying that's not the company anymore because it's been halted for news. And so when we go over to the other one that you mentioned, QXO, or I'm sorry, that's not the one you mentioned. What was the one you mentioned? I think it was QXO. That one I don't see any news for, and it doesn't look like it's even trading. I guess I'm just really confused about what's happening here. And you say that those the name was changed after it was acquired by private equity. I don't know what I can make of this. I'm sorry if I'm screwing any of this up, but maybe somebody else out there is seeing what Bob's saying. They could maybe give me a hand here with what the whole trade plan here is with this one. I will look at L-Fly for you, Whisk. Give me 1 second here.
Yeah, I was not following any of that stuff, by the way. Sorry.
All right. L-Fly. First, let me see if this is... Okay, so it's a very low float stock. Cannabis company. Okay. Okay. So the first thing I can see right away is that we're getting maybe a little bit of resistance from the 50-day SMA area, which I have at, it's currently at 233. So it seems that every time it trades above that, it'll hang out there for, a couple of days and then come back underneath it. So I guess what the important thing that I would want to watch for is some movement and, price action holding above the 50-day SMA. What's up?
Seeing some news here that the FDA rescinds the ban on Juul e-cigarettes. Opens the possibility for federal clearance for Juul products. I'm not sure necessarily how to trade that, but that I did not have on my bingo card either.
So I guess to me for LFLY, it looks like there's some 50-cent increments here that seem to get some pretty good support and resistance. The next one being 250. You can draw lines at 250 and 3, and I think you can see how the price has traded around those levels. I think getting into the 250 area would be good, as long as it can hold that. I think a break of 3 is possible. The thing is that once we do break 3, we need to see it hold 3 for longer than it has been lately in order for there to be more upside. But I would say 250 and 3 would be the next levels I have. I hope that's helpful.
Smoke Tuna saying, did you know vaping is banned in Singapore and having a vape will get you a fine or jail time? Did not know that. Isn't that where they used to like cut your fingers off if you got caught stealing?
No, I think that's Saudi Arabia. I think what it is caning was the big thing in Singapore, which is where they take a large bamboo rod and they whack you with it.
I mean, my grandma did that to me when I misbehaved. So I'm surprised the state does that. Anyway.
Well, you could get caned for littering. So they're serious about that.
Yeah.
Wolf doing really good. It's on the doorstep of that 308. So let's see if it can get this volume expansion and push through. That'd be pretty big for the stock.
They have a ban on chewing gum.
Well, I think it's because you have people that, when they're done with their gum, what do they do with it? And they're just, right? They don't want, they are very, very strict about cleanliness and littering. So there you go, D-snoots. Let's go to Malaysia instead.
WISA at the highs.
ASTS through that 930. Up to 938.
Nice.
So that was quite a level. Got the volume it needed to get through that. So the next one's going to be 960. I think that we'd probably end up pulling back a little bit, look for support from 925 to 930 before moving up to 960. We'll see if that happens. It might just continue driving up to 960.
Sorry, I'm responding to a Born to be Free tweet to Elon Musk. Real quickly here, Lion Atlas saying, I'm shopping around to buy some great dividend stocks that come down to a great price. Mm-hmm. Why do you think we're bringing Tim Melvin on every Wednesday? Tim Melvin I've added 3 stocks already that Tim Melvin has talked about in the couple of weeks that he's been on here. So if you're looking for Wednesday's the day, folks, if you're looking for dividend stocks, Wednesday is your day. Tim Melvin is an absolute monster.
I was, Jonathan Cooper, I was just thinking about that. Like, oh, okay. Well, they're bringing those, you said Julian cigarettes back?
Juul, yeah. J-U-L.
So, he mentioned my cousin, XXII, as popping on that news. So, I mean, it makes sense because, that's, this company is involved in tobacco products as well. PayPal, nice calls. I think PayPal was getting some new. I saw that there was some news that people were that were selling Nvidia were buying like PayPal and Zoom. Let's take a look at Zoom and see how that's doing today. Not too bad. It's up almost 1.5%. Yeah, I heard that some folks that were selling Nvidia were buying some of these other really beaten up names that still have a good potential future. I noticed that somebody was also talking about DocuSign reporting today. I guess the thing that I'm curious about with this company is there still a plan for them to get acquired? I thought they were there was some offering that was made to pick this company up. Anybody?
I can check. I don't know. Here, I got an idea. I'll check here in a sec. Is Melvin the guy who recommended NEP and BE? Yes. Did he recommend BE? I thought 13 and I were talking about BE. Maybe we asked him about it, but yes, he definitely recommended NEP. Thinking about it, saying I'm developing a Melvin ETF. That thing's going to outperform. Let's check Docu here. What we're going to do is we're going to actually click on the calendar for Doc here. Let's bring it up, and we're going to click on mergers and acquisitions. Docu right here completed 531. DocuSign bought Lexion.
No, I think DocuSign got an offer, or there was talks of an offer that they were going to get acquired.
Yeah.
Not
so
yes.
Anybody. So here we go. So on January 11th of this year, Bain Capital Private Equity and Hellman and Friedman Private Equity were targeting this. I don't think this was rumored.
Okay.
Look at our M&A calendar. Look how awesome and easy that was to find here. These are not completed. These were rumored, and it looks like nothing happened from that. And this actually is really cool. It shows you the target and the acquirer symbol as well as the date. Wild. So that was a rumor that never materialized. 13. There you go.
Yeah, and this is the thing with DocuSign is that even if they do get picked up, there's going to be so many bag holders that are just going to, throw their arms up and be so upset with this, because you can look and see that back in 2021, this thing was like it was over $200, and now we're at 54. The thing got cut in half and then cut in half again. And I think we also talked about when this was going to go down, because we identified the death cross in that, and sure enough, this thing.
Yep, I remember that.
This thing really sold off.
Look at WISA. Look at WISA. Just absolutely popping here. Is Alyssa driving WISA? Is that what's happening or no?
Hey, Wolf is still up here at the breakout level, but it doesn't have the volume yet to get over 308. If you look at this one on the price ladder, you can see that 308.
Which ticker? I'm sorry.
WULF.
Oh, Wolf. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. Riot now over 10. This thing is just a monster today.
Alyssa's making memes, so she's not driving WISA. Alyssa, I can't wait to see which memes you made. All right, the one of Atlas with the NVIDIA faceplate holding up the entire market, that was about as crispy as it gets. That was so good. Can't wait to see what you come up with this time.
ASTS with that pullback that's needed in order to go to 960 now, to see if it can hold above the area we broke out of, which is somewhere between 925 and 930.
Ken saying, Ryan, haha, flashbacks of back to knee switch. I don't think I know what you mean there, but I'm glad I made you laugh. That's awesome. Laughter's the best medicine.
Ooh, GME really falling out of the gate right now. Not out of the gate, but it really falling out of
yeah, it lost its VWAP.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. So the last time that we actually traded beneath its VWAP, this gave us a trade when it recaptured the VWAP. So for GME here, this for me, at least for a long side trade here, what I'd be looking for is a potential recapture. The one thing, 13, I mention this every time I see it, look at the volume. As we continue to compress and decline in volume, the price seems to do less and less and less. So this doesn't really totally surprise me.
Okay.
Pretty good day, though. Pretty good day. By the way,
yeah.
We do have Cannabis Insider coming up at 1 p.m. today. Calvin Johnson is going to be on that program, so be sure to check that out. I'll be honest with you. I follow a lot of times athletes do something after their career. Calvin Johnson, I've actually said this to his face, is my favorite non-Bear football player of all time. All-time favorite non-Bear football player. He's absolutely awesome. He has done an amazing amount of stuff after his playing career, just as productive off the field as he is on, working with cannabis companies. Be sure to check out Cannabis Insider coming up at 1 on our station here.
Yeah, right back up over 10. Hey, that short report, that was an opportunity, it looks like. So that really worked out well.
And just another little tease here, since we're in the business of teasing, Alyssa is not disappointing in her meme making today. I'm just going to leave that there. Okay, that's it. Georgia Tech legend, indeed, Wes, indeed. He's just a great guy. That's a great human being. Above being a great football player, just an excellent human being.
So Palantir is coming up to the intraday high of 23.59. I can see at 23.60 there's a large amount of sell orders there. This looks like it could break out if we get that volume expansion that we're always talking about. So let's see what happens up there, right in this zone, if we get that movement.
And remember, we saw Palantir calls getting bought earlier, so those call players likely still in here on Palantir.
CGC back down to 7 where it belongs. SSNT 8-for-1 reverse split and divestment. Okay, so I appreciate that, Bob. Thank you for giving me some more info on that. No worries too with the confusion, but this is helpful.
I ran a bunch of call sweeps. That here is at the highs today.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Looks like GME is finding some support, trying to come back up.
Remember what we just talked about. We want to see that recapture of that VWAP. Recapture of that VWAP, that 32.72. Wow, they just took that. That had a little bit of size. Didn't even stop it.
Looks like FRGT might be done here. I think that if it doesn't get support soon, it's going to come down to about the 115, maybe under the 115 level there.
Smoke Tuna saying, Iron, buy at the open and sell at the high every day.
Maybe it should be called iRun.
Yeah, looks like it doesn't do that all the time, but man, it loves its runs. Iron, maybe, you know what, Tuna, maybe the Iris Energy here, maybe this is one that we should take a look at a little bit more, especially if we're bullish on energy, just as in kind of in general.
Well, Wolf moved over that 308, but not a lot of activity thereafter. Got as high as 310.
Wolf, this is a good move here. Folks are doing a great job today. Just chat just never lets us down, ever. Even when trolls come in here, it does not bring anything down. It's amazing.
ASTS, it looks like we're going to maybe have a date with 960 here in a little bit. Just, if we don't lose the volume, but it's moving up there. It's looking, now it's got new highs, 940 new highs, so 20 cents away. See if it can do it. What's Bitcoin doing? Is Bitcoin moving up? Kind of. Got
EMD.
Got the 71.50 or 550. I mean,
Bitcoin's still up there near the highs. Costco at highs. This thing is a rager, dude.
Yeah,
an absolute rager. Absolute rager. Okay, folks, we got 1 minute left here. Let's go ahead and start closing on up here at 13. You have any final thoughts for the group here today?
Well, it's looking like today's turning to be a bit more sleepy than usual. So, maybe keep your stops a little bit tighter today, just in case something bad happens.
Yeah,
that's all I would probably think about. Other than that, just keep doing what you're doing. You guys are great and you're killing it every day. So I'll see you tomorrow and we'll have another good day.
That sounds really, really good. 13 SPY here, kind of even. Dow a little bit higher. Q's about even. Keep those stops tight. Stay green. Stay focused. We will both see you tomorrow. Take care, everybody.